1. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Mechs on Deck. It is, it's January 11th. We're already like halfway done with the first month of 2022. Fuck. You're muted.
We're so close to Tuesday, the Tuesday of all Tuesdays, and we get to stream on that Tuesday. We're going to have to do something crazy. February 2nd, 2022 is on a Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
So we're going to be streaming something fucking cool on that. Maybe we should play It Takes Two on that day.
It Takes Two.
It takes two to make a thing go right.
And then we can beat it and we can reenact the kiss scene at the end.
Hell yeah, dude. It's like a 12-hour game, so I don't think I can fit that in.
Yeah,
but
probably not.
What's up, man? I just fucking saw you.
Yeah, we just hung out for your birthday. If you didn't know, Chewy's birthday was on, or Dave. Go by Dave and Eric now. Dave's birthday, his big 3-0, was on Sunday. We had lunch, very good lunch. Got to see an old friend that we haven't seen in a while. Moved out to Cali, came back for a couple days. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was good food, good time.
Hell yeah.
It was good.
Ate a lot of Tums after.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, man, how are you? How's work? How's life? I mean, I just fucking got the update, but how's the last 48 hours?
Good, man. Good, man. It's things have been a little busy. Things are changing a little bit at work, which is going to be hopefully good. We'll see what happens. I'm sure it'll be all right. I'm sure it'll all work out. But no, I'm excited. But yeah, everything's been good. What about you? How are things going for you? First full week back.
Full week back. Well, we're 2 days in. It's scary. We have a lot of kids out due to COVID. God, I think last Friday we had 122 kids out. Yesterday we had confirmed 80 children out.
Damn.
Not confirmed cases, but out for some either sick and worried and going to get tested, or confirmed cases, or like someone in their home has it. Stay safe, peeps. So I was telling Eric about this. I was fucking bored today because literally half my class was gone. And it's just like, it's like we go through the schedule and it's like, oh, I have nothing for 45 minutes because those kids are gone. So I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs, like kind of helping them do their thing. But outside of that, it's whatever. I've been through this for the last year and a half now. So it's my I guess technically fifth semester with COVID being a big part of my world. But outside of that, it's fine.
Yeah.
30's cool because you're like an adult now. Like, you're not a junior adult, you're like an actual adult.
You get a little bit more respect.
Yeah,
as an
like,
adult.
I'm 30, and they're like, shut the fuck up, you're only 30.
Yeah, right. Yeah, then now everyone that's in like their mid to late 30s or 40s is like nah,
basically
you're still a kid.
So, but no, and then my coworker that I work with, like my person I work with in the room, she's been gone. So like work has been different because I'm with a sub who I barely know, and it's like, so you are a person? Like, you're just trying to have like casual small talk with someone who's like older than my mom, and I'm like, all right, whatever. But outside of that, no, we're good. Eric and I have been getting into that sim racing life. So but we got some zooms, but we got some keyboard stuff to discuss. First keyboard things we'll talk about is some really cool sponsors and partners that work with us. You just moved divisions of adulthood. You're at the bottom division again. Yep, exactly. We are sponsored by OmniType Project Keyboards, Canon Keys, and Kinetic Labs. We are partnered with Zap Cable, Smith & Rune, Type Beast, and 3D Keys. So go check out those links. The sponsor links help us, gives us a little kickback, lets us continue to do cool stuff. How do you see the next decade going for you? I don't know, man. As long as my wife and Eric and my bank account are all in good shape, we're good.
We'll make it through. Yeah,
We'll make it through
for sure.
So, but yeah, those are some sponsors. We got a lot of shorter topics tonight. Not like an overarching theme. Obviously, we're going to be talking about clickies. Quicker than the last one. There you go. Full disclosure, before we get into I feel like I'm doing the not sponsored thing. Thank you, BTG Tech. Before we get into the clickies, full disclosure, we have not tried these. We have not. I want to. I'd love to get some. So we should order some. But so we have not actually tried them. I've just watched some videos and read about them. And honestly, people seem to like them. I think, for those who don't know, the big difference is the click. The click is completely different from what we have seen in an MX style switch. They've achieved the Alps style click, where the whole leaf fucking snaps. So it's pretty cool that we get that innovation. This was announced a long time ago, and when it was announced, we were super excited, and then they just kind of fell off the face of the earth for a while, but we were surprised. I think it was New Year's Day, where they were like, hey, fucking pre-orders, let's go.
Christmas Day.
Okay, well, one of the two. So cool to see that they're out. If any of you have tried them, I'd love to get your opinion on them. But what I want to talk about is, are we going to see reverse engineering? Are people going to, now that they've released them, it's like they figured it out clearly in some way, shape, or form. And what have we seen in the past? Well, we've seen Holy Pandas. Well, now everyone's got to make a fucking Holy Panda. And we've seen linears. Well, guess what? Linears are all basically the same. So let's just try different materials and see what happens. And everything kind of went wide, and everyone was like, well, we got to go make a Holy Panda. And then that was basically achieved. So are we going to see brands take some of these and go, well, how can we fucking make these now? How do we make? Because right now, the only clicky, blues are still a thing, but like box switches from Novel Keys are still, I haven't tried these, but they're still kind of the leading clicky switch. When you want a clicky switch, they're some of the best ones. Box switches, of course, have a bit of a stain on their reputation from many, many years ago. Hopefully enough people have joined in recent times that want clicky switches, but I just don't think they're ever going to reach the popularity that they did have some time ago. But I'm curious to see if we'll see like a JWK style clicky switch, or are we going to see like what's Texi, with Kinetic Labs and Canon Keys using Texi switches? Are we going to see something like that, where are they going to try and see what happens?
Yeah. I think given the fact that arguably one of the most popular brands in the enthusiast community in terms of JWK, the entirety of their existence stemmed from the copying of the Zeal, the Telio, or more famously known as the Stelios switches. I think it's really cool. We're coming up on, I think it's almost, if not more than 2 years now since they were initially talked about, the 3-in-1. I can't remember which meetup it was that he had like a prototype.
It was the summer of 2019.
Was it
a year and a half?
Maybe was it Seattle? I don't remember. Either way, it's been a long time.
Seattle or Vancouver.
Yeah, I think it was Vancouver. Actually, you're right. But weren't they orange back then? Wasn't it an orange stem?
Some of them were, or no, maybe those were, because I feel like those were Helios.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Either way, it's interesting. I think this will be crazy different for a lot of people who haven't felt that style of click. Obviously, clickies were really big when we first started getting into the community with the box navies and the jades, the click bar switches. that was a big innovation a few years ago and really brought clickies to the point where they were out of stock all the time. And it was like a waiting room to get them from Novel Keys. And will this bring it back? I mean, we'll see. Maybe. I don't know if it will, but I think that maybe this design opens up the door for other variants that maybe will follow closely to the way that the Alps switches are done. You know, the way that they did the Alps switches, even like the way the tactiles were done is something that, you know, has been sought after. The feeling of an Alps brown is sought after significantly. You know, obviously the Zycos, even the Holy Pandas are kind of like the closer to that style of feel, but maybe we'll see with people continue to innovate on these clickies, maybe if it's Zeal or someone else, and can bring some new stuff to the market. I think it's cool. And it's good for, I think it's good for Zeal. He's been kind of gone almost, you know, right? He had the reimagination of the V1 Zelios released just a few months ago. But it's good to see him back trying to do new stuff, because it felt like, you know, Zeal V1s came on the market and they were huge. V2s came in, they kind of got shushed out.
They were overshadowed.
Yeah, they were overshadowed.
They were huge
by
for
the
like
Holy
2
Panda.
months.
Yeah, yeah, and then the Holy Pandas became they existed again.
Yes,
and so it kind of fell flat for a little bit. So yeah, I'm really excited. We'll definitely need to get some. I'm assuming you want in the 100-gram variant.
Oh yeah.
So
hell yeah, dude. Theramingo does say the first Clickies prototype was orange, so you were not wrong about that.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, the patent pending's interesting, because what makes me curious about that is like, what happens if Mike can figure out how to do that with a box switch? Like, then that's like, what happens if someone figures out how to do it on their own? Maybe the three-way, like, I'm going to make 3 switches in one, doesn't need to be achieved. Maybe we just need to make an Alp style clicky. So, and if someone's going to make it and make it good, it's going to be Mike.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think patents have to be, like, a patent is published, and in a way. So I'm sure people will get a hold of that and view it and basically figure out how to get as close to that without violating the patent. Just like literally anything in the world, when someone patents something, someone else is going to try to get as close as they can without infringing on the patent.
Yeah.
There will, and with it being this hobby being very international, I don't know how much care will be attributed to the patent if that is the case. I think there will be some companies that may just say, I don't really care. We'll handle it. We'll figure it out. But that'll be, I guess, a future conversation if those two, if that kind of drama happens, which would be kind of like, in a way, kind of exciting, because it'd be cool to have like 2 companies go against each other. Yeah.
Epsilon, what percentage of people actually want clickies? If they can sound good, a lot, I imagine. It depends. I mean, if it's a good switch, then people are going to go to it. Like, again, all it takes for like a clicky switch to pop off is for Teja to be like, these are really fucking good. And guess what? They're going to be sold out like overnight. Mm-hmm. So you get them in the right hands and it will explode. All it takes is 5 or 6 really, really big names to come out and say, this is the best. You know, remember Nathan Kim kind of jokingly said creams are the best for gaming, and you could not buy creams for months. Like, it was very difficult. So that guy can easily just go in, say something, and even if he's just fucking joking, people are going to go, oh, well, I don't want to be late to the clicky. Everyone wants to be the first person to have something, right? That's always, you don't want to, it's FOMO. You don't want to miss out on, you don't want to miss out on having the new best thing. So
Yeah. Yeah, and Starstone brings up a great point of like, and I do wonder is Zeal seeking the patent and then licensing it to Gatoron, or I'm assuming that's probably the case, or is Gatoron seeking it? But they could also license that patent out to JWK or Kale, or even hell, fucking Cherry if they wanted to. Could be a pretty big moneymaker for Zeal in terms of contracting and everything. I mean, and in talking about, you know, Epsilon Keyboard talks about sold out mean. I think I don't know if you're alluding back to what I said about the clickies being sold out always back when those were big, when the blues and the jades. I think they were sold out because like they were consistently sold out because they were the Switch at the time, right? Like that was a big deal at the time. I think if with this being so different, it will take a while for it to catch on and then could go crazy, right? Like how long did it take between Stelio's situation and then JWK felt like they ruled the fucking Switch world for a minute?
And that was what, 6 months tops? Yeah. So, anyone who's linear gang will not buy clickies. I mean, you're right. So it's one of those, you know, it's all, what's the word I'm looking for? It's scales, right? So it's like, yeah, 10,000 switches back now is nothing, but 10,000 switches back then was everything. So we'll see. I mean, will it come in and blow the doors wide open? Probably not. There's too many good switches out there. When I have to think about what linear switch or what tactile switch I want someone to buy based off of what they want, that's a good thing. I've got 3 of each that I can easily be like, here you go. These 3, boom, 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 boom. Like you can get any of these 6 switches and be happy based on what you like and what you want it to be like. And then spring swapping and all that adds a whole nother layer. So it's like, I don't think this is going to have the same effect that like a Holy Panda had because there's way more things now. I think if this had come out 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, or even a year ago, I think it would have had a much better and bigger launch because there just wasn't as much stuff out. But now it's everything is out. So it's hard, you know, I see switches that are like, oh, we've got this new Switch coming out. I'm like, oh God. Yeah. There's 14 different switches to choose from, so
yeah. And like I get they're expensive too. Like Epsilon brings up the point that they're really expensive. They are, right? They're expensive for a Switch, but at the same time, and this was kind of something that's brought on to me by Quakeums in a conversation with him. Like in reality, an extra, you know, for a full board, 20, $30 extra than you would spend for a normal for a normal Switch, like a JWK Switch, or even like a more expensive Switch. It's not really that big a deal when you're talking about spending $500-$600 on the keyboard itself and $160 on the set.
They're not going in budget builds. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, it's going to be one of those things that people who want these in their board are not going to care that they're they're over $1 a Switch in comparison to something that's maybe 70-80 cents a Switch, right? Like,
yeah.
Holy Pandas were huge and they were $5 a Switch and they were only available on the aftermarket.
Zeals have always been expensive too, so it's not like that's anything new. That what's new is when you go, oh hey, there are these really good switches and they're $1.20 for 10, or $10.20 for 10. That to people that have been in the hobby going, oh well, I like my $5.50 for 10. Like I like the 50-cent switches or the 55-cent switches. When that's all you know, because there are these good switches. You know, back then when they were 80, 90 cents a Switch, it wasn't that bad because it's like, well, there's really not a lot of options in between. Like you only have a few. So it was like those are the best ones. So it's it's nothing new. I think people that will get these will probably be people who have been in the hobby for a little bit longer, because people who are just coming, I wouldn't recommend like, oh yeah, go get these new clickies switches like for a brand new person. Be like, no, try something different. But if you're someone, every time I think about someone who's like a seasoned veteran, I just think straight to Nebulant, because he just has a lot of keyboards and has tried a lot of things. When I see, I'm like, that's something new for that person. These are, I hate this term, but bespoke. These are not your, it's not your fucking everyman switch. Like, no, this is a fucking premium switch at a premium price.
Yeah. And then like I get the bringing up Zeal stabs and how those were probably the best stabs at the time. I feel like Zeal stabs and in turn the JWK stabs have always kind of struggled with extreme tactility. And also like GMK stabs, when Zeal stabs first came out, GMK stabs were still really good. And I actually have always preferred GMK stabs even over the Zeal stabs. But yeah, I mean, that's like all personal preference, right? If the people who want this, who are looking for this and feel like this is the only way that they can get the best feeling, are going to spend the money for it. Right. Yeah. But yeah, and I also do 100% agree with Starstone. I do kind of think it's not.
It's silly. It's silly.
It's silly that the Switch basically, you almost have to break it to get to use one of the most like the most marketable things about the Switch, which is the fact that it's 3-in-1, which was a big marketing ploy, especially when he first started talking about these 2 years ago, was that it could be everything. We don't have this Switch in hand. We haven't tried it.
We haven't tried it. We plan on getting some, just to try, fuck around with. But we will give the update when we do get those in eventually. It's like if you sold a door with like a swinging door and a table saw, and they're like, yeah, like a kit, and you're like, yeah, it's a door, it's a one-way door, but you can saw off part of the door yourself, and you can put these hinges on and turn into a swinging door yourself. And no, we're not going to help you with the table saw. You're just kind of like, all right, like whatever, I guess I'll try this. And then, it's not going to be something that like if you open them all up, I'm sure that's you're not going to get returns. Like, so if you fuck it all up, it's on you. So it's like, don't market it as 3-in-1 without a big disclaimer saying like, hey, if you are into tinkering on switches, you might find a fun little surprise because you're someone who tinkers. But if you're brand new to the fucking hobby and you don't even own a Switch opener, maybe don't get these quite yet. Or like, just at least be warned that like there's a chance that you fuck everything up and you're not going to get your money back.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause I think like, for whatever reason, I feel like I remember it was like you flipped the stem around initially.
Yeah.
Which obviously maybe that didn't work out, but yeah, it does have a disclaimer. It's underlined in the actual like product page, but yeah, I think if you are getting these and you do plan on modifying them to be the extreme tactile version, definitely purchase more than you would expect to need just in case, right? Like, obviously it'll suck because they're expensive, but that's obviously the risk that you would have to take by wanting to modify a Switch to not be what you expect it to be,
Yeah. So, but moving on, Eric and I both have a quick rant. So I'll start with my rant for, we never did what's on your desk. And did you get any mail? We didn't. Well, what's on my desk? Mine's boring. Because mine's still the same thing because I just haven't switched. But what I'll do here in just a second is I'll set up a poll and you guys will pick what I put on my desk. So there. So I'll set that up. Right now it's the Squid 60 with what's it called? Moyu Black's 69 gram symmetric spring GMK camping round 1.
Hell yeah. I'll go. I have
no mail, by the way.
No mail? Okay. I was about to say, didn't ask about mail. I don't have any mail either. I was supposed to get some mail today, but but it did not come in. Hopefully tomorrow. But I have 2 boards on my desk right now because of USB port location. So first one, this one's plugged in, is my Satisfaction 75 in the seafoam green, the friends and family color way with modern Dolch. So yeah, nice little, again, show off that special weight. But yeah, it's pretty. I love it. This looks really good. I think it really does look really good with just like the base, modern Dolch set, just as plain Jane as possible. And then speaking of Dolch, the other board that is on my desk that I will plug in when I want to play video games, because I'm a heathen and I turn my keyboard, and having a right-mounted USB would equal in broken PCB for me, because I would literally jam my wrist against it and snap it. I have my Bauer with modern Dolch Light. So I've got modern Dolch and modern Dolch Light. This is my Bauer. This has 63.5 gram symmetric spring lavenders in it. The Satisfaction 75 has 69 gram symmetric spring creams. So I'm linear gang right now. Linear and moto gang.
There it is.
So
what keyboard should I should have been fucking doing this while you were talking, but that would just be like, that would make sense.
It would make too much sense, dude.
All right, let's see. I've got my Hive 60 with, what did I put that in? Do you know what I put that? Let's switch.
You put Boba U4Ts.
Yeah,
is that what it is?
No, that's the polycarb. What did I put in there?
The hippos.
No, the sunflowers.
Sunflower.
What else do I have? Fuck. Baca 60 PC with U4T. I've got Crown with creams, and what else do I have available? We'll leave it at that.
Boom.
All right, there it is. Vote for what I should type on this week, and I will go get it. So, for those who are following the Baca 70, I've released an update. I'm sorry that it took a while. Holidays, it was busy. Sorry. So the quote I got, this is no shit, all right? The quote I got for the PCBs was ridiculous because of MCU prices. So I had to buy 250 MCUs regardless of if I would even use them. So on top of that, shipping, that none of this was even including in shipping. So for like 68 PCBs or something like that, or however many we're ordering, I just don't have the numbers right in front of me. It was like $5,500. Like, I'm just going to look up the actual fucking numbers because it was ridiculous. It caused quite a panic and lots of discussions because the PCBs, it was like, this is gonna fucking make the buy go into negative because these PCBs are let's see, divided by how many? 68. I think I was right. Maybe I said that. On average, they were $74 a PCB. Now, for those who remember and bought a Baca 70, I was selling them extras at 50. So just flip the MCUs to the 40s community. There you go. So I was like, hey, that's more than the original quote. And even the fucking board, because long story short, we tried a new vendor, and that vendor, there's a horrible stepchild of a Baca 70 floating around. So we were like, all right, let's use the other one. That vendor was like, cool, $50 extra per board. I was like, God damn. All right. So, but we're redesigning the PCB to what was it? I'm bad with I don't know much about PCBs. You know, it's kind of the like this is why I for 32U4, which means new firmware, which means I got to fucking set all that shit up with. I got to go back to back to Keeb Noob, and talk to her about getting coding for all that shit. So it's just like all this extra bullshit that I don't want to deal with. So like, and again, I don't deal with PCBs. This is why I pay someone to do this, because I'm not going to do that. But basically, to save this group buy from going in the negative or not happening, we're having to redesign the PCB. But luckily, we don't have to proto it because it should work. But we're gonna you'll get a PCB that works. Don't think we'll ship out a fucking board with a busted especially a PCB that doesn't exist at the moment. Or a layout that doesn't really exist. Yeah, just annoying though, man, when you're sitting there trying to get shit done and it's like, cool, here's $5,000 for 68 PCBs is not a good deal.
Yeah. Well, no, that's not. But yeah, no, this is like, it's funny because this is kind of what we've talked about in the past with like failed or failing group buys, is like understanding that issues happen and just like being upfront, like saying, hey, this happened. I'm kind of getting fucked here. So going to try to figure this out real quick. May delay things. It like, I don't think it doesn't, at least to me, it doesn't make you look like any less of a successful runner by being like, hey, we're having issues. I think it makes you more like trustworthy. I don't like, not that I get used to it. I guess I'm like praising you in a sense, but I'm also like your best friend and I was your best man in your wedding. So like I should, but no, like even from the outside looking in, it's like, okay, he's upfront, honest about what's happening. And it's not just like keeping you in the dark about things that are going on and just not updating. So,
and I'm going to, in the update, we're not doing extras. Some of the extras are accounted for because we're kind of paying people through keyboards on certain services. So there's no extras. There are 29 boards ordered by people, and then there are like 5 more. So Baka PC with U4T, I'll get that in a second. So there's your numbers. Like there's 34 ordered, and then there's 35, which is the one that I have, which will have a PCB that no one else has because it's a PCB that is not going to be the group by run. And then there's that other one that Blind Assassin currently has that's all sorts of not 100% great. So if you're in the box 70, I promise it will get done, as this will most likely be the group buy that I am 100% still in. I've told Eric this. I've talked about this before. I'm kind of done doing group buys. Like, it was fun. It was cool. I did it. It's not for me, though. Like, if I was doing this full time, sure, why not? But just added on top of work, on top of Mechs on Deck, on top of being in a relationship, and on top of having a social life, that's just too much. And I was like, cool. It was fun. That's why I got rid of the Baka 60 and moved that on to greener pastures of someone else who will treat it better than I am. And on top of all of that, the 70, who knows if that will get run again. I don't know at this time, but I will not be a part of that. So.
Little one and done. One and done. Yeah. Well, go get your board.
Oh, yeah. And you can start your rant.
Whew. All right, chat. This was something that I saw. Was it Sunday? I think it was Sunday. Obviously, I don't go on the R Mechanical Keyboards subreddit too often. Most of the time when I go there, I feel a little bit worse about our place in the community. Sometimes I feel better, but I think more often than not, I'm just kind of one of those moments. We do have a cool moment, which I think we'll talk about after my rant, and my rant kind of goes a little bit into the situation that I saw. So, keycaps are difficult. GMK keycaps are very behind. It's obviously taking a year and a half, if not longer, to get a keycap set right now. That sucks, right? It's awful. What a lot of things have happened, and what we see on Reddit is clones of said GMK keycap sets, which I get and I understand, right? You want something, you either can't get it, you can't afford it on the aftermarket, or you don't want to wait for it. That's fine. Totally 100% understand that situation. The problem that I have most with the purchasing of cloned keycap sets is, regardless of how much money you spent or saved or whatever you want to look at it on buying a cloned keycap set, you are putting that 50, 60, 30, whatever it is, that amount of money is going into the pockets of someone who is not about the community, who's not pushing the community forward, who's not utilizing those funds to continue to build the community, right? We've seen these makers of these cloned keycap sets just blatantly disregard and not give a fuck about the community and not care about the people who make it, the companies that have helped build what we have today. And if you want to buy that, that's fine. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to buy those, if you want to spend your money in that way. But in a way, I almost see, if all you have is clones, perfectly up to you. But to me, you're not contributing to the community. You're a hobbyist. You're in the hobby, perfectly enough, but you're not part of the community, because you're not by purchasing those things, when there are options that are available, right? It may not be Olivia, it may not be DualShot, it may not be whatever. It may not be the exact set that you want. There are options available. Mike has put PBT Turo out, right? A fantastic option that is a direct representation of the GMK set. It looks amazing. People thought it was a GMK set before they typed on it. Cannon Keys is doing incredible things with nice PBT. They have so many options. There's so much out there. And by buying these sets, yeah, they may be a little bit more than the clone set you can get off Alibaba or Taobao or whatever it is. But you are putting money back into the community, back into the pockets of the people who push it forward, right? Novel Keys has done so much for this community to push it forward, right? Aforementioned click bar switches, tons of keyboards that they've supported, key sets that they've supported. NK65 has been huge for the community. Cannon Keys has one of the most popular boards over the last couple of years in the Satisfaction 75, done tons of different things to help benefit this community. And like, if you're worried, if you're worried about the Chinese company that's making the knockoff still getting theirs, chances are good there's probably some shady backroom deals that are happening where the same manufacturers that are manufacturing the PBT sets that we purchased, I'm sure there's probably multiple, like I'm sure the same company that's printing one of these PBT sets from Cannon Keys or even KBD fans or Novel Keys may be printing the clones as well. That they're still getting theirs, right? Those Chinese manufacturers are still getting theirs. But at least you're putting some amount of money back into this hobby, into the people who are going to push harder into the hobby to make things better at a lower cost, more available, do things that innovate in the community and really bring it to a different level rather than just saying, I want pretty keycap from, Taobao, right? Like, it's one of those things. It's like, and like I understand, buying those Amazon cheap keycaps, right? I don't have a problem with those at all, but I still think at any time possible, buying from a vendor that is about the community, is about pushing it forward, is going to be better. It's a better money, like a better way to utilize your money, even if it is a little bit more. And I totally understand if you don't have the money for it, perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about it, but don't buy something. Like, my favorite shoe of all time is the Air Jordan 1 Chicago. It is a legendary shoe. I don't go out and find a cheap fake online because I can't afford the real shoe, right? I buy Jordans that I still like, but less so than the Chicago, because those are ones that I can afford and I can attain, right? Think about it in terms of like keycaps, right? If your holy grail set is Olivia, maybe go buy Hydrangea.
Drunja.
Like,
it's a good keycap set you can buy very soon that's not ripping off people is Nice PBT Enchanted Forest by Canon Keys.
Yeah.
Sorry. This is a pretty fucking dope. This is a dope fucking set. But yeah, it's support. Someone said the Amazon knockoffs are not non-knockoffs. I don't know if they're not knocking anything. By the way, you can't knock off black on white and white on black. That's not a thing. But maybe if you're wanting to, buff out your moral compass some, maybe look and see what other sets that company sells on Amazon so that you can make sure you're not supporting a vendor that also does clones. Like, if you see a company that does clones and you go, well, I bought a white on black set because Dave said that it's okay. You're still supporting the vendor. Like, but that's very moral high horse. We can't tell you what you should and shouldn't, or what you can and can't buy. We are asking you to look into what you should and shouldn't buy. Torque Wrench brings up a good point of if it's a gift for someone and they might not appreciate it. If you're okay with that, you're okay with it. People are in different spots, right? Some people are not going to want to spend that much money. Whatever, that's fine. Like,
but my thing there is you have options.
But you have options that are cheaper, that are not direct ripoffs. And maybe you save. Maybe it's a good reason to save. Or maybe if you're going, well, I want this, but I can't afford it, well, then maybe you shouldn't be getting it. Right.
My thing is it'd be different if we were in a scenario where there wasn't an option that's not $170. Like, there are very high quality options that are less and sometimes significantly less than $100. Polycaps sets, nice PBT sets, the PBT Taro sets, right? These are all options that are near or below $100 that are readily available, that you can get, and you can get them faster than the sets you get off Taobao or Alibaba or whatever it is. Like, that's my argument. Like, I understand, but I understand the idea of, like, you don't want to spend $170, they won't appreciate it, but like, at least hey, I'm still supporting, we're both still supporting this community that, hope I love and that I want to share with her or your significant other in general. And maybe they end up getting all about the community. So there's always options. It's going to be easy to try to find a way to justify it, but I think if you just think of, like, I could be supporting the community here and I'm not, then maybe think twice, right? Like, I'm not saying it's like the worst thing in the world. I'm not saying you're like a complete asshole. When I said, like, if all you're buying is clones, like, you're not really contributing to the community. Like, that, I still think that rings true. If, like, you're all about, like, because I've seen people who are, like, super all about clones and like very adamantly against, like, GMK and stuff, and I'm like, yo, you're forgetting the fact that GMK really helped build this hobby.
Yeah.
There was a long time where GMK didn't have to do what they did for us, and they did it. And they're part of the reason why we're where we are right now.
Yeah,
like
100%.
like it or not.
I think, the other thing to consider, and this is something this can go for anything, but especially in this hobby. Do you like the key set because everybody else likes it? And it's popular and it's getting lots of likes on Instagram and Reddit and all that shit? Or do you like the set because you actually like it? It's kind of, make your decisions based on what you like about the keycap set. And, if you're someone who's like, I love Modern Dolch. Modern Dolch is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I can't, and I have never, like, if you look and you go, I love that gray set where it's kind of light gray and dark gray on the outside. It's got some red and pink accents or red and blue accents. And then someone goes, oh yeah, Modern Dolch. And then they look it up and they're like, fuck. I'm like, that's where I can start seeing, okay, I see the wheels turning of that part, but maybe find something similar that is not completely ripping someone off. But if you're someone who's just looking at something and going, man, that's got a lot of likes. Man, that's got a lot of likes. Man, that's got a lot of likes. Like, remember, by the way, that a key set on a specific keyboard is going to look really good. If you don't have that exact color keyboard, it's not going to look that good. Also, pictures can be edited. So if a key set looks really good on that keyboard and that exact lighting that's been edited, it might not look as good on your board. And I always think about this with GMK 9s. The first time I put GMK 9s on a keyboard, I fucking hated it because it was so harsh against the reflecting anodized gray that I had put it on. And once I put it on the blackboard where it didn't reflect as much light, it looked way better. I like it a lot more now. But until you just know that sometimes, like, try not to buy because you think it looks good in the picture. Try not to buy because buy it because you're like, I like these colors. I think this can put some thought into spending more than $15. So
yeah. And the real lippy, like what you're talking about GMK needing to expand. So basically this hobby has had a dilemma for basically the entirety of the last 4 years, where every time a key set runs, it sells this much. Every time it gets delivered, the demand, this much is how much it sells. Every time it gets delivered, the want for this key set is now this much. And there's still only this much, maybe a little bit more because we bought some extras. This hobby has been living in, we only have so many extras. We don't really know how many we can purchase. We don't know what the sales will be like, right? Olivia famously sold 350 bass kits round one. One of the most popular key sets of all time. Sold 5,000, if not more.
Yeah.
10,000 something. It did over $500,000 in bass kits. And that's what this hobby has been living in. So we had no way to properly gauge what the actual market demand was for a specific keycap set at the time, because it's always been a thing. People didn't want to buy into the group buy and wait, even when it was short. And then there's always way more people when it gets delivered, way more people in the hobby when it gets delivered than were there when the group buy ran. It's just the nature of the beast. And then that got accelerated into a giant shit show, just like many other industries, right? When COVID happened, right?
Yep.
And so now we're just kind of screwed because now there's significantly more demand and there's more sets and there's only so much time. They have expanded, but there's other things, other legal things happening and not allowing them to have as many people, shortages of product, shortages of resin, shortages of everything that are preventing them from being able to do what they need to do.
Well, that, and you look at what I see, and I'll take this. I interviewed Canon Keys. I interviewed Upas a long time ago. I can't even remember. It was for some Discord thing. It was him and Keybonbon and a couple other people. And it was kind of like, how do you feel about adding to the GMK limit? And his response was golden. And I mean, Keybonbon's was very similar, which is, if people buy them, I'm just going to keep fucking selling them. As a business, I have if people are okay reading the disclaimer saying this could take up to 2 years, if not more, if people read that and then go, okay, and still buy it, and I'm still making crap tons of sales from this, whatever. Like, it's, if you're angry about it, you can vote with your wallet, but guess what? Your vote with your wallet on a popular GMK keycap set's probably not going to be very much, because a lot of people are going to buy it anyway. Because a lot of people go, I'd rather go ahead and get on this so I know I have it. So maybe I don't have it now, but I know I'll have it eventually. And a lot of people are used to waiting. Like Eric and I are used to waiting. When something is like, it's whatever, I'll buy it and I'll be happy about it in a year and a half. Like, it's weird that that's like an acceptable idea, and we're getting more and more in-stock stuff. Like, there's really, really good in-stock stuff you can get right now. So just think, like, my basically brother-in-law was talking about, he's waiting on 8008 too. And he was like, I've been looking at getting just a filler keycap set, because it's going to be like 2 years and I want like a good keycap set. And I wound up actually gifting him Black on Gray, the PBT set from Canon Keys, and he loved it. And he's like, this is great. And if I had known how good this was, I would have just bought this to begin. He bought like some blank keycap set from TKC, and he was about to buy clones. And I was like, hey, don't buy clones. And he was like, what about TKC? And I was like, you know what? It's not clones.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
it's like, end of the day, I was like, I have my own personal beef with them, but they're not doing anything amoral in the terms of selling you blank purple keycap sets. No one has a copyright or a claim to blank purple keycap sets. So yeah, like I think, but he was kind of like, if I had known how good the quality was, how good they look, then I would have gotten them. That's the thing that sucks about kind of what Canon Keys and Connect Labs are doing, is they're trying to get these key sets into people's hands. Like, this is a great keycap set. Eric saw this. It looks fantastic in person. It's a little more bold, and I kind of like it. It looks really good. I'm digging the CXA caps. Canon Keys is doing a lot of great stuff. And I know Keeb Noob has personally said that, or not Keeb Noob, who was it? We had someone on, it was Mech Mahler, who I trust 100%. And he was like, I couldn't tell the difference between Taro PBT and Taro GMK. Like, I thought they were both looked excellent. And it was like one key that he was like, I think that one's the one that looks a little different if you sit there and stare at it. So boom. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of great options. While GMK is great, we're having a lot of other things that are coming. Don't support people that are just straight up stealing ideas.
Yeah. Their contributions to the community is theft.
This is why I don't like RMK. I unsubbed from RMK a long time ago, because the shit that it was basically an enthusiast subreddit that was taken over by mainstream.
Dude, that's what got me with the post that I saw, is because it very obviously was like, it said set clone looks good. And I'm like, 2 years ago, people would have lost their fucking mind over that. Like, there is a chance that 2 or 3 years ago, that post would have been deleted by mods. Like, oh.
Yeah. It's whatever. RMK, you've changed. You know what hasn't changed? Keyboard of the week.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk about the novel keys post real quick.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I knew I was forgetting something, and then I thought it was the other post, and I was like, all right, okay, novel keys. Yes. Novel keys posted something. They sent out an email that was just a delight to read. And he was very, clops and claps. If you're a horse, clops. If you're a human, claps. Novel keys.
Made me smile when I saw it on Reddit.
Yeah, it was like, hey man, this is how I run my business. And I want, first off, here's my little rant about just it's like borderline political, but like the whole like hide how much you make, hide how much money you make from people. That was strictly made so that people could get paid less and not know about it. Just saying.
Yeah. That's so like you have two people who have the same role, and one of them's making like 40,
Like,
and the other one's making
made,
like 45, and you're like, that's fucked up. They should probably make
that
the
literally
same.
was like made to put women down. So like let's remind ourselves that they're the whole like you shouldn't ask someone how much money they make. I'm like, maybe don't start the conversation with that.
Yeah,
because that's just aggressive. But like that that whole idea was created so that companies could pay people less. Anyway,
there's nothing wrong with being comfortable talking about how much you make with the people you are in the office with.
Yes. So he basically said, listen, hey, everyone starts at 50, which by the way, Morgantown, is that the name of Morganville, Morgantown? Pretty cheap to live in. So that's a solid salary. People going, hey, we start at 50. You get time off when you need it because mental health is important. That right there makes me not want to take time off. It almost guilts you into not taking time. Like if you're, but you should. Like I've always, I've talked to Eric about this a lot because when I worked at the hotel, it was very much like if you're sick, you're fucking everyone over. I'm like, no, the hotel's fucking everyone over for not hiring enough people to work.
Yeah, for operating on a one person.
Yeah, if one person being sick shuts your entire operation down and fucks everything up, something's wrong. Anyway, but he's like, this is what we do. This is, we're trying to. Here's my 5-year plan. This is kind of like how I treat everyone, and I was like, this is great because I think and then he was also like, yes, we're hiring because I'm sure 8,000 people were like, oh my god, I need to go, I want to go work with him. So what's up with AIO3?
He works with Cannon Keys now.
He works with Cannon Keys. I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk. We'll get more in detail about that because I actually want to like talk to Upas about it. Maybe we have Anna on.
Maybe that'd be fun.
Maybe Anna, if you're still in chat and you want to come on stream next week, hit us up.
Or whenever.
Because I would love, or whenever, but next week we need someone. So I'm here. Anna, if you want to come on stream, talk about Cannon Keys next week, hit me up. That's so scary. So mentally said the same thing. Now she's a partnered streamer.
But no, I think it's great. I think, and this is kind of what this post by Mike brought on a lot of my thoughts about what I mentioned before. My initial plan was to talk about this post and then rant after.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, because I was going to use like the fact that this company, right? Novel Keys started. Look at these companies, right? Novel Keys, Cannon Keys, Omnitype, started in fucking basements, started in spare bedrooms, and now they're companies that are multi-million-dollar companies a year, able to pay employees a solid salary. All right, I understand to people, depending on where you're at in the country, $50,000 doesn't sound like a lot of money. When the median household income for your state is $46,000, $50,000 for a single person, that's pretty good. That means you're doing well, especially when they have the goal to get everyone up to 70K in 5 years. Other things, $50,000 is going to go a lot further for you when your company covers your entire insurance premium. Yeah. They're not paying for insurance. That's like $250 a month for a lot of people. $100 a month if you've got a pretty crazy good plan. It's awesome that by supporting these kinds of communities, by supporting these companies in this community, they are able to do things like this. They are able to grow, and they're going to invest in their employees. So I do appreciate this. And this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying when you're putting money, when you're buying a PBT Taro instead of fucking clone ass Olivia, you're allowing this to happen.
Yeah. I was just curious. I went and looked up apartments in Morgantown, West Virginia. Eric, we got to move to Morgantown, man. four bedroom, the U Club Sunnyside in Morgantown, West Virginia. 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 1,200 square feet, which is a little tiny. But you can also get a 2 bed, 2 bath for 919 square feet. The 2 bed, 2 bath, 919 square feet, $560 a month. 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 1,200 square feet, $780. Could you imagine a 4 bedroom apartment for $800?
That's
square feet, 1,200. That's the
1,200. That's basically like our old house.
That's our old house was 1,400.
Yeah.
Well, that's just a smaller living room.
Yeah.
Which is probably what, because it's an apartment, so that's probably what it was. But 2 bed, 2 bath, 919 square feet. That's basically my apartment. That's less than half price.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I pay like 1,500 for a 1 bedroom, 800 square feet, which is sizable, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So this is what we're saying.
We're speaking about, this is where 50, so when you're saying, 50,000 couldn't pay my rent. Well, yeah, you fucking live somewhere where rent is high. Like, this is,
Morgantown,
starts when exactly I have to have a life. So this is Morgantown, West Virginia. So if you're like, I just want to up and move to Morgantown and have 50 grand a year at that apartment where you have a 2 bed, you have an office and a guest bed.
Economics with Mechs on deck.
Yeah, here we go. I'm moving to Morgantown with Mechs on. Dude, I'd fucking go right now.
Dude, I've thought about that. Like, what if
cold?
you got?
Let's go, man. Just have Mike and be like, hey, man, I'm moving right now.
You get a full work from home job. Full work from home job. Just go somewhere where your money takes you super far. Like, at this point in time, I'm a gamer now. Like, I've sufficiently lived the last 2 years. Aquaneer. It's Morgantown, West Virginia. I've sufficiently lived almost 2 years at this point without really going out. I could just go to work, play video games, hang out. Man.
Hey, he's barking at the deals. Good deals. I'm blown away. Yeah, fucking 919 square foot.
That's crazy.
2 bedroom apartment for $600. $560, $600. You're probably paying less than $1,000 for everything.
That's nuts.
That's bananas. That's like bills and ability to live is a third of your paycheck. Savings is a third of your paycheck, and having fun. I mean, who knows how much fun there is in Morgantown? But if you're living near Mike, you're probably having a decent time.
Aquaneer, is that who I think it is? Do I know you IRL? I think I do.
Do I fucking know you?
I think I know you.
So anyway, it was really dope of Mike to write that. Very off topic, but anyway, it was really dope that Mike said that. I mean, everyone already knows he's a great guy, and this just solidifies it.
Okay, sweet. What's up, man? How you been? Hope you're doing well. But yeah. It's really cool to see that. I think it's awesome for him to put this out and be forefront with what he wants to do with the company and what he would like to do in the future. I think this is what we talk about. I've been a big preacher for a long time and still am. Is that supporting the people who helped build this hobby into what it is going to be what continues to make it feel like a community in some sense, right? If we build up these vendors that have helped get us here and that are still really vying for the health and about the community, and they're not being shady little bitches, that's what's going to prevent from having big giant corporations come in and just say, fucking, this is mine now, right?
Everybody has a price. We had the whole episode about everybody's got a price.
Realistically, Corsair could just do what they've done to a lot of companies. They just start fucking buying. Could you imagine they just come in and buy out fucking
Corsair? If you want to buy Mechs on Deck, hit us up.
Yeah, I mean, what they bought Elgato.
Yeah, man, and that's made them.
They bought Scuff money, I think. Dude, they're buying shit up like crazy.
Yeah, we were gonna bring that up. We might talk about that next week, Starstone, because that did actually come out a long time ago. So Eric brought that to my attention, and I was like, oh, maybe we should talk about that. He's like, dude, that came out in April of last year. That article was rough.
I just liked the only thing I want to say about it is that I just like that it's like kind of like low key, kind of talking shit the whole thing, and at the bottom is just like, and you can buy our sets here for, and there's only this much. I'm like, all right, come on.
Remember Keyboard University,
dude. GMMK, not GMMK, but Glorious and being insensitive to the community is like,
name a more iconic duo.
Dude, just like, at what point are they going to be like, maybe we should like beta test this before we, maybe we should figure out. I don't know. I don't know who's making the marketing decisions. I sit there
with their fucking mouse on my desk.
I mean, I think
they make good cheap mouses. I don't have anything against their non-keyboard related stuff.
I mean, I realistically don't have much against. Like, I think GMMK Pro has been great for the community. The shit with the Alex was a little funky. But man, like, it's just, come on. They really need people. They need people who understand the community in their, and I've met some of the people that work there. They're very nice people. I'm in the same city. We're in the same city that they are. But man, it's just so like cringy. Not like it like cringy in a normal, but just like, come on, man. Just have a little bit of like, read the room a little bit.
Yeah. Kabu Momi brings up a great point, which is you've talked about splintering of how passionate the community is into smaller spaces like Discords. Why is the front door of this hobby, the community RMK, seems to have a very different opinion on this issue? And yeah, exactly. And we've talked about Mechs on Deck is we've tried to be friendlier to like beginners. We've tried to be more, hey, like this, if you're starting out, but Mechs on, most people who are just dipping their toes into the hobby are not watching Mechs on Deck. We're okay with that. We've geared a lot of our content to be more of the people that are more into the hobby. And it's, there are a lot of great people that do a lot of great stuff for people who are just getting into the hobby. That's great for them. For us, we have, like, I feel like we're there's always a post that's like, can video games make a quick, I haven't played this game in 4 months because life got in the way, can you remind me like how to fucking play this game option? I feel like we're like that of the Mechs on Deck. We're like the dads of the keyboard streamers, where it's like, hey man, we're gonna sit here and talk about the community, and you get your like weekly dose, and then you're like, all right, I'll see you next week.
Well, like, and the thing too is that like Reddit is very easily accessible and very easily digestible because you can take from it exactly what you want. Before Reddit got huge and it was like everything was on Geekhack, and Geekhack feels like it's not really as popular as it was before. I mean, it was hard to look up and find out about things, whereas now you can just, pretty keyboard on Reddit or Instagram or whatever. So when it caters to the more of just like the hobbyist, right? There's nothing wrong with just dipping your feet in. But Reddit RMK caters to the I'm dipping my toes in crowd. And that's fine. That's probably why they have a very different opinion about issues, because the people that are all about something are going to be very defensive on the issue, whereas people who are like probably against it are going to be less like prevalent. Like, I don't know very many people who have been like ingrained into the hobby for a very long time that really frequent Reddit as much anymore.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
If I want my keyboard fixed, I go to Discord.
Yeah. Like, and that's not trying to be like, it's not a gatekeepy at all. In a sense, it's just like people just don't like, I don't frequent Reddit anymore.
It's hard to have nice discussions with people on Reddit. One, it's hard. I mean, it's just hard. Discord, you can literally have a live conversation with people. I like that.
Jokes on you.
Where do
don't
you sell your boards? Yeah. a lot of times I'll sell them in market. I mean, I'll post it on, but that's not RMK. That's Mech Market.
Yeah,
It's a little
which
different.
is Mech Market's fine because it's like there's no one.
I mean, there's
few
still
times.
problems with Mech Market, but it's not like it's pretty rare that people are like having discussions about Mech Market or on Mech Market. They might shit like, oh, this is not going to sell, whatever, fuck off. Like,
or we just post it in our own Discord.
Yeah, or just Discords.
So
anyway, I'm selling a board right now, literally right now. You can go buy one of my boards that Eric built. This is like a double whammy.
Oh yeah, I forgot that I built it.
Yeah, Eric built it and I own it, and you can own it too if you want. The Real Lippy, it's my my bumper, my 60% bumper that looks fucking rad, but I just don't use it as much, and there's only like 50 of them that exist, and I feel bad because I already have another polycarbonate keyboard that I really, really like. So anyway, check out Market if you're interested. Show it. Fuck. Maybe I'll show it. Eric, I'll have you do the ad read today, and I'll go get the board then. Shade. Oh, my dogs are even going crazy for me laughing.
Wow.
Shade Throne, the English gentleman. He said, well, I was gonna buy it, and then you said Eric built it.
Oh, I fucked up your camera.
I'm in the perfect high five. Everybody high five, baby. Let's go.
Why did that happen?
Fuck if I know.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway,
That's weird. I don't know why that happened. Either way, I think it's time for
keyboard of the week.
Keyboard of the week.
Didn't we have Lang?
We do.
Make
I was about to say
something?
we have that. I have it somewhere.
We should like actually utilize that.
Yeah, we had Lang do a whole bunch of like sound effects and voiceovers. We used to use them. It's still a lot of our,
we still have a few of our like.
Yeah, it's a lot of our alerts and stuff. But yeah. So, but we've got some good keyboards for keyboard of the week this week, second week of the year. Which I think if you still need one, you can go get the calendars. We'll talk more about those later. But the calendar is still available over at 3D Keeps. But let's take a look at this pretty board here first. This is well, I was smart today.
You preloaded
the static and the Sether pictures, so that way we didn't have to sit here with a half loaded picture. Lang is okay. Talked to him the other night.
Like
Having a good time.
Anyway.
But yeah, this is a keyboard bell minivan case with banana split switches, Kinetic Labs PBT corn with a matching desk mat that he won during Keeb's Miss. Yeah, this looks good. It's affordable, in stock, ready to go. Dude, corn actually looks kind of sick.
Corn's solid. Get the Latry Allen cap, 3D printed. Static takes great pictures. So yeah, just solid picture. Nebraska, which reminds me of Nebraska.
Dude. Yeah.
So beautiful picture. We have our next one, M65B Kuro with GMK Botanical. Whoa. All right, that's on me. Hold on real quick.
All right, I'll go through it. GMK Botanical R1. Boba U4Ts with a brass plate. Yeah, hiding in the bushes. I think this looks great. This was a fantastic picture. This looks really, really good. This looks like it could be utilized. I was just saying, Dave, I think this could be utilized for like a promo picture, like almost like a poster.
Or a good phone background.
Yeah, good phone background. This is high quality. Ooh, I wonder what this would look like. I'm sure this would look really cool because the new Android, it'll automatically change your color based on your background. This would make a nice color on Android if you have a Pixel phone or something that has the newest version. But yeah, great job, great picture. I'm sure the board feels good.
The Botanical's a beautiful keycap set, and anytime you take pictures of the plants, it just gets that much better. So Hold on. Sorry.
All right. I'm going to go to the next one.
And you're going to go to the next one? All right.
Next up, Melody Charlie for You has got a stacked acrylic locus with KTT strawberries, FR4 plate with Cat Alpha, a special edition black beans, or sorry, not black beans, baked beans top piece.
That's lit.
That's sick. Also, I love the Boss Lady name tag in marble. I'm a big fan of marble. I think it looks cool. I have a marble desk. I used to have a marble wrap on my phone, and I have a marble wrap on my MacBook. Big fan of marble, like the aesthetic. Biggest thing here, where the fuck did you get this knife? Because that's cool as shit.
I love it. Ergonomic is what it looks like. Very, very cool. Yeah, I love you got the matching marble everything. Cute desk mat. Great picture, just in general. Yeah. Plants. You always got to have a plant. So, well done. It's a great, excellent picture. Next up, we got Keep Noob Squid 60 EPBT double shot ABS white on black caps. Thready caps, Deeg Artisans, black U4Ts. Clean pick. Got the Moto Light. Or no, that's just Moto with the red.
What?
Got Moto.
Oh,
the desk mat.
Oh, the desk mat. I was like, the caps are the Squid Game ones.
No, that's the Moto colorway desk mat. Looks, I mean, I love it.
Yeah, this looks really good. No, this looks really good. This was one of the custom Cerakote color Squid 60s.
One of the 5, I think, that got custom Cerakoted. So
yeah, the Deeg,
yeah.
the 067 Deeg Artisan is so fucking cute.
Yeah, it's adorable.
It's so
Deeg
freaking adorable.
Love it. So, and then next up, which might be good for next month. So Drifting Bunnies, I would hold on to this picture if it doesn't win tonight. Because while this year, I think we might do one artisan month, but we're definitely keeping the February key butt. Like, that's going to be a thing.
The Booty Tuesday?
Yeah, the Booty Tuesday is like, that's going to be a February thing. Like, February is where you show off them butts. So, an all brass E-Black Austin. That thing probably weighs 11 pounds, if not more.
Dude, I just have an idea.
What?
All right. So for February 2nd, 2022, we do a ranking stream. We have our community build a list of keyboards and we rank them on how magnificent their booty is.
I'm okay with that. We'll set that up. Message that to me so I don't forget. So, but yeah, it's in Austin. Eric and I both built it. We both love that board. I used to own one. It was great. And the fact that it weighs 14.5 pounds means that if you dropped it, you could actually be charged with murder. Get down. He's trying to be an asshole.
Dude, Tushy Tuesday, baby. I like
Tushy
it.
Tuesday. Let's go, Anna. Anna from Cannon Keys is sponsoring specifically to Tushy Tuesday.
But no, yeah, this looks good. Austin, I'm assuming this is the man, this is an E-Black brass. That's crazy.
That's nutty.
For the round 3.
The nutty professor. So yeah, excellent. What are you picking here?
Ooh. I'm gonna go with the M65.
M65. I'm gonna go baked beans on this one.
Beans.
So let me set up. That's just one new.
Have you ever had beans with your breakfast?
Yes, I have had beans. Not with my breakfast. I haven't tried the old English breakfast beans.
Oh yeah. Well, that's right. Dave's letting me do sponsors, and now is the time to do that. So I'm gonna do that.
Well, give me 1 second so I can say where to vote. Sacked acrylic. I think I misspelled acrylic there. Baked beans. All right, so guys, we got 5 minutes. Voting is at the top of chat. If you're on your phone, tap your screen, look at the chat. It should be at the top. Go vote for your favorite of these two keyboards, and whichever wins, that will go in the end of the month and you can have your board win Keyboard of the Month and get the 2023 calendar. We're already working on the 2023 calendar. Anyway, yes.
Hell yeah. There we go. All right, is this going to work? Hell yeah. All right, let me get these open here so I can cheat. All right. So, quick shout out to our sponsors. First and foremost, go to mechsondeck.omnitype.com tomorrow morning. Let me see. I'm looking at I pulled up the email because I saw it before stream. 10 a.m. Wednesday, January 12th. The raffle for Bauer 2 keyboards extras starts. It's going to be open for 12 hours tomorrow. So definitely check that out. If you want to go to omnitype.com, mechsondeck.omnitype.com, just join their Discord. It'll give you more information for what will be happening for that tomorrow. So that's definitely the one you want to check out for that. Good luck. Godspeed. Next up, Project Keyboard. They've got some key sets available for pre-order, such as Bingsu Round 2, Astral Light, Modern Dolch R5. If you never felt an R5 set, not Modern Dolch, GMK Dolch R5. But if you never had an R5 set, maybe consider that. GMK Sumi, as well as Noir. So definitely go check those out, as well as they have a set that I'm actually pretty excited for. GMK Monstera is coming soon, which is a nice green set, dark green
really
set.
Nice set.
And then next up, we have got Canon Keys. Heading over to canonkeys.com/mechsondeck, and they've got tons of stuff. I'd get into it, but there's so much. I feel like you need to go get it. I'll give a couple highlights. Rainbow Dino desk mat, really fucking cute. Dave, you should buy that for Megan.
I've been thinking about it, but I did just get her the unicorn one from Kinetic Labs.
True.
Lots of rainbows.
Bakaneko 65 also up there, as well as the tiny Korb switches. So, and then really some Icky 68 extras as well. So definitely go check those out. And then always the Anubis switch. So go look at that. And then last but not least, we got Kinetic Labs. Go to kineticlabs.store/mechsondeck. Check out Polycap's corn. It was shown earlier today. I forgot to switch the photo so people could see what the other board was. It's okay. They're voting for it anyway. But Polycap's corn, it was shown off earlier today. Looks great. It's not very much money. They also have a couple other sets as well. They also have some cool lubes that you can't really get other places, like the Carbon GS1 and 2, which I do enjoy. So go check those out at kineticlabs.store. And then we've got partners. Zap cables. Go over there. Buy yourself a cable. If you don't want a cable, check out their desk mats. Buy yourself a desk mat. Go check it out. Typebeast. Go to typebea.st. Sign up for the newsletter. It's worth it. At least sign up for it and get one, and then decide whether or not you want to continue being signed up for it. Like, you'll want to continue to being signed up for it after you get your first one. So definitely do that. And then Smith and Rune. Go to smithrune.com. I don't know if the website's back up yet. I'd open it up here in just a second. I know that they were working on the site to do some new things. So be on the lookout for what's happening with Smith and Rune throughout the rest of this year. Obviously, we're only a couple days into it, but they're going to do some big things later this year. And then last but not least, 3D Keeps. Go to 3dkeeps.com and scroll down a little bit, and you'll see a calendar. It's our calendar. It's the calendar for what we're doing right now. The Keyboard of the Week calendar is up, and they're $15. Go buy one. If you need a calendar for your office and home, buy two. If you want to give them as gift, buy a couple more. I don't know how many we have left in stock, but there's probably not that many. So get them while you can. Still early in the year. And yeah. And then continue to enter Keyboard of the Week so that way you can be on the calendar for 2022. They're very simple calendars. I know some people got them today, and hopefully they're enjoying them. They're not like super, super fancy. We're hoping that next year we'll do them a little bit, or sorry, this year we'll do them for a little bit fancier, so that way they might be a little bit more money, but they can be a little bit fancier. Did we really tie?
We have a tie. Hey, Abracadaniel, do you want to be the tiebreaker? Which board? What? Bean? She says beans.
Beans.
Beans. Gnarly Charlie, congratulations. The beans picture.
Dude,
So
I'm sorry, Sether.
it happens. So congrats, Gnarly Charlie. Well, I'm gonna do this now. Did you see what I did in our Discord, by the way? Add a little special where I can actually keep track of everything,
dude,
like a good person.
Life saver. Dave added a channel where we can save the winner, who it is, information about the board, so that way at the end of the month or the end of the year we don't have to like hunt for it. Also, Seth, I see your picture, and that looks awesome with the Android. That's man. It's a cool color.
That's what I did already. Let's go.
Damn, you made it your background too.
Yeah, already. Let's go, baby.
But yeah, beans do be looking good though.
Let me find someone. Oh, this is for those. Are we back to full?
We're back to full.
All right. For those interested, this is the. It would not come with the keycaps. These are my keycaps, but it's got 89 gram alpacas in them. Happy to rebuild potentially depending on what I have. But if you want these switches too, it'd be a little bit more, but not much. Just if you're interested in this build, hit me up on Discord. So yeah, and Anna, that's not even the heaviest linear switch that I have.
Don't you have like 98 grams spring?
Technically, I have 150 gram spring build.
Do you
I don't. Yeah, it still exists. It's still built.
It's the SM Keyboards one.
Yeah, it is still currently built, but that does not necessarily mean that it is fully functioning and ready to go. Oh man, I watched like one streamer do iRacing, and now every single stream on my like recommended is iRacing. So let's go to the Lette. I don't know. That was the first one when I typed in keyboard. Oh shit! God damn it.
Using springs from a pen. No, it was like a mistake from a KBD fans one, or no? You bought 150.
No, I bought 150 gram springs from what's it called? I mean, no. So the story there though is that yes, I bought 80 gram springs thinking it was 80 grams, but it was cherry rated springs, which means 80 gram actuation, and it was actually 103 grams. And so when I bought 85 grams and they were lighter, I was like, what the fuck? And then learned that. So I accidentally fell in love with 100 gram springs. So I'm going to set up for the Lette.
Hell yeah.
Who's building something. So I will be building either my Key Colt or the giveaway Baka 60 this Saturday. And then we'll be back next week with, we're going to bring back guests. Sorry, that's been on me. It's been a crazy 6 weeks. Holidays plus my birthday. So like my holiday is extended an extra 2 weeks. So it's like a crazy time in December for me.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's going to do it for us tonight here on Mechs on Deck. We appreciate each and every one of y'all coming and hanging out tonight. Good talks, good interaction with chat. It was nice. Like Dave said, he'll be live on Saturday at noon. And then we'll be back again here doing the dang thing next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the Lette. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.